great to see you, and great to hear about all this amazing work that you've done to keep these kids safe. We've heard about the devastation in 2017. It decimated our communities with 19 trillion gallons of rainwater. I remember coming back home at that time to volunteer with Team Rubicon and muck out homes throughout the Houston area. And just never seen anything like it. Well, I had seen things like it, but in different countries and war zones. What you don't see, what's special about our communities is the resiliency that people react with, and just the sheer will to get better and then to do better and to further mitigate it never happening again. Here at Kingwood, 2,800 students were displaced for more than a year, and uprooted from their schools, disrupted from their learning and their fun in high school that they're supposed to be having. So we may not be able to prevent future storms, but we can take steps to ensure that the impact does not have the same impact it did in 2017. And I think that's we've done with this amazing project. And whether it's flooding or a zombie apocalypse, this school is clearly ready for anything. That is intense. And let's just do another 10 million and get an underground bunker with 1,000 years worth of food and water, and then everyone will know where to come. So this was a tough project. There was no way to move the school. That might have been the first question people asked. If this is such a bad area for flooding, then perhaps it's easier just to move it. But for a lot of reasons, it wasn't. So we had to fix it. And working with FEMA, the high school was repaired at a cost of $56 million, and FEMA covered 90% of that cost. The new floodgates, these really cool things we're seeing behind us, installed at $28 million, but again, FEMA covering 90% of the costs. The other 10% was covered by the state of Texas and the school district together. In total, this was a $78 million project, with the bulk of it coming from the federal government. I was really proud to work with FEMA to secure this funding, because this project is exactly what it's supposed to be funding. It's what your tax dollars are supposed to be doing. So at least everyone associated with this school can say, you know where your tax dollars went for once, the federal government. We could have done it without Karn. Karn's our district director here, and flood victim herself during Hurricane Harvey, and has been a long-time advocate for all of our project. You know her from the community through her work when she was at SJRA, and just really making sure that the projects that we ask for, that we appropriate every year, called earmarks, we make sure that we're working with our local ISDs here, our Harris County Flood Control District, to make sure that we're getting it right. And so, because of Karn, we've really been able to do that. And specifically, just here too, the Benz Branch project, which cleared nearly 80,000 cubic feet of soil. This significantly helps with the flow of water out of the area during storms. We worked with the Department of Agriculture to help secure a $2 million grant to fund that project. And just as I was speaking about in this appropriations process, right? We don't like to use the word earmarks, but that's exactly what they are, so I will use them. And some people say they shouldn't use them, but this is really the only chance we have actually to get your tax dollars back to your district. So we just happen to use them for things that I think really matter to the community, and for us that's infrastructure and flood mitigation. 12 of the flood mitigation projects I've advocated for the appropriations process have been signed into law. Other 10 are advancing towards approval this year as part of the appropriations process. We'll see how that goes. As you know, it is a constant sense of turmoil, but it's also one of the reasons when you'll hear really conservative members of Congress right now saying we need a year-long continuing resolution, which just means a slight haircut of the exact same budget as last year. But if you do the exact same budget as last year, I can't get my community 10 new approved projects this year, which actually save lives. The military can't get what they need, can't do new contracts to build the weapons they need to take on new threats in the future. There's a lot of reasons you don't want to just keep using the same budget from the year prior. Those kind of projects include the Kingwood Diversion Channel, Taylor Gully. We're trying to unlock multiple funding sources for the Lake Houston Dam and other projects in coordination with the City of Houston and Harris County. And Again, I get that people don't want wasteful spending. This is not wasteful spending. This is the kind of thing that we should be doing. In the end, they actually save taxpayers money because we're avoiding more costly recoveries in the future by mitigating the damage before it happens. And I think that's what we can safely say about this project here. And we're so proud to see it all coming together and all the people who worked so hard on it. I want to thank everyone for your partnership, and we will continue to work together. I'll always be your advocate in Congress for the important work that you do to protect our community. Thank you.